If you're over 50, I'm going to show you a simple two-step process for regaining your mobility, decreasing your pain, and improving your strength for your everyday function, especially as you're looking into those later years. You've seen your parents, you've seen those older than you aging, and you don't want to end up like them. So this is how you do a simple process. This is what I teach and preach. It works so well. I'm a licensed doctor of physical therapy, and I teach this in people's homes so that they can gain the mobility that they need. I work with people who are 50, 60, 70, 80s, even into their 90s, and it works for them. It can work for you. So let's take, for example, hip pain today. So with hip pain, what we want to do is we want to address the joint restrictions. Now, when you're addressing joint restrictions, you need to look at where you have pain, but you also need to look at the joints above and the joints below. Let me show you just a couple quick ways that I would address this. Now, everyone's going to respond differently based on where their restrictions and what's going on. That's why I have a whole program laid out with multiple stretches for every joint above and below where you're hurting, as well as the functional strength training. So the two pieces that you need are you need joint mobility, you need the joints moving freely, and then you've got to perform functional strength training. Strength training that involves your whole system. And you can't just do your straight plane gym exercises, lifting straight plane, straight shoulder press. You've got to move dynamically because all your muscles are put on your body in diagonals, and so you can do rotation and diagonal movements. When you involve the whole body, then you activate that muscular system, the brain to muscle connection, and it improves your ability to strengthen much more than just lifting straight plane type of exercises. So if I'm having hip pain, this is where I would start. So I'm going to start by working the chain. I'm going to work by addressing the hip, getting it mobile, the knee, and even the ankle. It's amazing how much the foot and ankle restrict what happens up the chain. So as I get in this position, I could be on a step or a chair. I'm just going to be reaching down and stretching out that hip, trying to go lower, get my elbow down, and you're stretching out your joint capsule, which is really powerful. We're not just stretching muscles here, we're stretching the joint, coming down. You can come different angles, but essentially you're trying to really get inside, stretch out the joint. I would definitely include some internal rotation and low back stretching inside of your capsule, as well as then with a side bend, getting that back stretched out. Now, if you can't go down that far, this is okay. You can just start here. But now we're increasing the mobility through our spine, opening up our SI joint, and we're getting that nice hip stretch through here. And of course, a nice external rotation stretch, really working that joint, pushing that down, trying to get that open up. And again, if you can't get your leg crossed, that's okay. Put it up on top of a box or something down here, ottoman, something that you can get a little lower and work into it. Now that we've got our body stretched out and our hips going, I usually typically do 3 joint stretches. Joint stretch the area that hurts, joint stretch the area above, and then joint stretch the area below. And I just do 3 each day and rotate through the different areas. Now we need to do some functional real life strengthening. Reaching and pulling. And you can just work into those joints that you've just stretched out. But now we're working through the whole system and working our hips, our spine in rotation and diagonals so you can actually gain real life functional strength. And now you're re-educating those hips because you just gained mobility. Now you've got to gain some strength through that mobility as you rotate and reach with a little resistance in your hand into this nice wide angle stretch. And then as we continue to work on those hips, we can get in this position on our side. You can do this on a bed if you can't get on the ground. That works just fine too. And you're just trying to lift up your hips into this position. Drop down the hips, let yourself bend and strengthen, and then up and strengthen. Then if you feel like you're comfortable here, then you get one leg up, one knee down, and you come down, up and strengthen and kick. Down, up and strengthen and kick. Down, up, strengthen and kick. So now you get this huge mobility and strength piece through that newfound range of motion that you got. I hope you're seeing the difference here, that when we strengthen and loosen up our joints, we don't want to just then be done. And you don't want to just go to your typical gym straight plane exercises where you're just doing boring straight movements. You need to be doing dynamic full body movements. Just that little bit, I can feel a difference. I feel looser, I feel better, and that's what happens when we get the joints moving. And then we follow up with the second step of full body strengthening through the system and specific to what we're trying to loosen up. If you do this, these two steps, joint stretch the area and above and below the area, each just taking one day to stretch each area, and then full body functional strength training. This is how I've put together my program. It's so easy, it's so simple, and it's so important. You'll have better muscle activation, you'll have better strength, you'll loosen up your joints, and you will feel so much better overall. This is an incredible way to function. You can do the same thing for the shoulder, upper back, the low back, the hips, the ankles, knees, the whole body. Get the joints moving because everything is built off the joints, and then strengthen through your newfound range of motion. If you would like a more personalized program, reach out to me. I can help you develop a program that will give you the most benefit and bang for your buck and help you get started. Jump on the link in my bio or ask me for the link and I'll send it to you. And you can get started with my 30-day challenge. It's really easy to get going, and that will help you to start. And then you can ask me questions on that platform. I can help guide you through that process. I look forward to you getting better, to moving better, and to overall just feeling better.